with their family, seems to me going forward, is build bridges in the United Kingdom in particular with their family, perhaps get back onto social media in some way. Don't be so hostile. Be more open about what they're doing. You know, when they do something, we, the media, only learn about it at the very last moment. It's very hard to engage with them as a couple. And I think there's room for big change there if they want to.
Hi guys, welcome to my channel everyone, and thank you so much for watching. What's going on, guys? I am Jade if you're new here. This is a quick one, guys. Listen. So last night I was on Twitter, and what was it that was trending? Prince Harry was trending on Twitter last night. Okay, and the hashtag basically was, let me see if I can find it. Oh, I could have sworn that I had this. I believe the hashtag was "Good King Harry" or something of that effect. Let me let this play again. So this is the British media expressing their unhappiness over the fact that Prince Harry was in the UK. So for those of you who don't know, Prince Harry attended. He had a very, very low-key, very top secret trip. He made a top secret trip to the UK over the weekend, a few days ago, I should say, to attend his uncle's funeral. And by uncle, I mean his mother's sister's husband. His name is Lord Robert Follows. Don't come for my English accent, okay? So it was a very secret and a very low-key one, and the media were not aware of it. And I don't even think I don't even think Prince William was even aware of it. Okay, so he attended this very, very private, very top secret, and good thing for the Spencer family. Late Princess Diana's family comes from a family Spencer. You know, she was Spencer before she became whatever she became before King Charles did whatever he did to her. Okay, that's not the topic of this conversation. But yeah, I particularly love the fact that he was able to keep it hush hush. They were able to keep it hush hush, and it just tells you really how much they love Harry. The media want to paint a certain picture that Harry is not liked, nobody likes Harry, nobody cares, but that is not even the case. As you can see, in the midst of this rift that has been going on between Harry, Meghan, and the royal family, instigated by the royal family, namely Catherine and Harry's brother, in the midst of all this chaos, in the midst of all this division, the one constant, the one support system that Harry and Meghan has always had from Harry's family has always been Harry's relative from his mother's side. You know, and everybody who know Princess Diana has sworn that Meghan would have been amazing. She would have been best friends with Princess Diana because they both share the same value. Like Meghan was she was a feminist before it became even a word. There is a video that usually every now and then will circulate of Meghan Markle when she was just 12 years old, when she wrote a petition to a dishwashing company because she didn't like the advertisement that they were posting. When they would do an advertisement, they would say, women across America are getting excited about this dishwashing, so blah, blah, blah. Meghan didn't like that. Meghan didn't think it was right for them to make this about, women, to put to make this about gender. Meghan literally wrote to Hillary Clinton. She was 12 years old. Okay. She wrote to Hillary Clinton. I can't remember how the story goes, but she wrote to Hillary Clinton, and then she also wrote to the dishwashing company, And then not long after that, guess what they did? They changed the wording from women across America to people across America. So Meghan has always been a feminist. She has always been a proud one, and we all know, and she has a generosity of spirit, and she's very, very dominant in the charitable world situation. And we know that Princess Diana lived and breathed giving back. She was amazing, and her son has taken a lot of that attribute from her. So what was I saying before I went on this tangent? I was saying that a lot of people who knew Princess Diana swore that Meghan would have been a perfect match. She would have loved Meghan so much. They would have got along very, very, very well. Okay. So, anyways, back to what I was saying today. Back to what I'm saying now. So, Prince Harry went to the UK to attend the burial ceremony of his mother's sister's husband, his uncle, basically, and then the British media are in their feelings. They're big mad. They are angry that they were not informed. They are angry. What was trending last night was good King Harry. That was what was trending last night. Good King Harry. The media were in their feelings because they were not informed that Harry was coming to attend his uncle's burial ceremony. And then they went ham, they went crazy. Okay? Even from what has been said, they're even saying that even William didn't even know. Okay, both of them attended the event, but they largely stayed away from each other. They kept their distance, they did not speak to each other, and they went their separate ways. And I say, good for you, Harry, good for you. These people obviously don't mean well for you. They don't care. And I'm so sick and tired of the media painting Harry out to be the sissy one, painting Harry out to be the one who is so desperate to have the love and affection of his family or whatever. They always try to make it seem as though Harry is regretting his decision to move away from the royal family, which is not even the case. Harry will do anything to protect Meghan. And the British media always forget that prior, long, long, long before Harry met Meghan, Harry has always expressed his disdain for the media because he blames them for what happened to his mother. You know what I mean? So he's always expressed his disapproval of the media, and he has always shown that he has never really wanted to be a part of the royal life. And much of what Harry was doing, remember the controversies from when he was younger, those things were just him being rebellious because he did not want to be a part of the royal family in that way. He wanted to live his life. Imagine learning that you were nothing but a spare. Imagine learning that you were nothing but a spare. You were brought into this world to be like a human spare part for your brother who will be king in the future. That alone is traumatizing. Maybe he was doing all those drugs and drinking so that he can probably damage his liver, so that William will not come and want his liver tomorrow. Like, that was why he was doing all those things. Maybe he was getting drunk and getting high and doing all these things so that, whenever William wakes up one morning and realizing that, oh, he needs an eye or he needs a body part or whatever, so that nobody will come to his spare, by then he too would have damaged his own liver, that William will have to look somewhere else. But seriously, imagine learning that you were nothing but just somebody who was going to be a spare part for somebody else. That has to be so traumatizing, and that has to be so like that has to be the most damaging thing. And a lot of people do not even think about that. You know what I mean? They don't even think about that. So, anyways, they both attended their uncle's burial ceremony. They didn't speak to each other, and they went their separate ways. And now the British media are angry that, oh, why didn't you guys tell us that William was coming, that Harry was coming over, so that we can prepare all of our attacks, all of the things that we're gonna say about him. He like, it was the most low key. Nobody knew. And kudos to the Spencer family, because they have seen what has been happening online. They've seen what, the media and even the royal family have done to Harry, and so they have taken it upon themselves to protect Harry at all costs. People were already suspecting that William might come because that's his uncle. If he can get off Rose bed, what allegedly, he might show up. He lives in the UK, but there was no mention of Harry attending. They didn't even think. They never even gave a hint. And again, I say kudos to the Spencer family for being able to keep that away, because we know that the media, they would have pounced. They would have made this whole thing about they would have made this whole thing about them. They would have taken attention away. Not that any attention needed to even be in the situation, but they would have made this whole thing about, oh, the two brothers, oh, the rivaling brothers, oh, this and that. And now they are in their feeling because they couldn't there was no opportunity for them to make money off of them. Because ultimately, that's all they care about. They put out these salacious stories just so that they can get clicks, they can make money, and they can just destroy. They are tempted to destroy this person. I remember a few weeks ago, or maybe like a month or so ago, there was this conversation about Prince William coming to New York. Apparently, that has been strapped. That has been strapped. That trip is not coming anymore. And I remember when that story was first published, and the media again were like, "Oh, he's going to America to beat Harry in his new home, in his own game." Like, it's so ridiculous. The media have done a very dangerous job of pitting these two brothers against each other for their own advantage, for their own benefit. And it's just sad. Okay. William is not the most popular person. Like, again, the reason why William hates Harry, in my opinion, is because William is jealous. Because no matter what, Harry is always going to be more popular than William. Okay? He's just the people just see his when they look at him, they see his mother, they see the thoughtfulness, the kindness of his mother. They see that. Whereas when they see William, they just see a very mean spirited person. And this was even before Harry wrote his book. Okay? He always had a mean streak. William always has a mean streak. Like, even look at the way he treats his own wife. You know what I mean? So, yeah, I am so happy that he was able to do this. He was able to pull this off. And the Spencer family have once again shown that they love Harry. They are going to protect Harry against the vipers that are the media and the royal family. So this was such a good thing. The Spencer family was trending. Everything was trending last night. So Good King Harry was trending last night with people just applauding him and just talking about how amazing he is. And yeah, and people were dragging what's his face, William. um so let me read the comments. Hi Sandrine. Let me see. Um, let me see. Harry is the most loved one in a lot of countries, no matter what kind of narrative the royal one appoints. I agree. Um, Somebody says they want to paint Meghan like some kind of witch. Exactly. Who bewitched Harry? I know. Like it's so stupid. It's so ridiculous. I mean, there are evidence, there are videos dating back to when he was a teenager. The way he would react whenever he saw the media, he was not a fan of the British media. He did not like them at all. But now, all of a sudden, the media want to make this Meghan's fault for Harry deciding that he didn't want to be a part of this. You know, like they are so unhinged, they're so pained, they are so hurt that Harry traveled. He had this top secret trip and they never knew about it. He never said a word. Like they are so pissed off about this. And then look at this clown here. Look at this one talking about how they're being aggressive. They need to come back to social media. Harry and Meghan literally ran away from social media because of the hate, because of the vitriol that they were getting whenever they will post. Doesn't even matter, even if you had to do with charity, even when they post about their anything at all. Whenever Meghan will post something, you need to see the comments. It was so bad. It was so gut wrenching to see these people. And because people are so used to this mob mentality, jumping on the bandwagon, running after what is the most popular as opposed to what is the truth. Whenever they will post on their success social media page before they completely left social media, like the things that people will come on their post to write, like they will have tens of thousands of comments of people just spewing their bios on them. Just just oh my goodness, it was so bad. And this loser here is saying that they should get back to social media because you no longer have anything that you're going to use to criticize. She doesn't post on social media anymore so that you guys can tell her how pretentious she is and how this and how that. Like people, the British people are vile. Okay, the things that they did, oh my gosh, the way that they treated Meghan, my goodness. Like at some point, like I just kept wondering, do they even realize that this is a human being no matter what? And it's all because of the media. It's all because of the stories that the media were perpetrating. It's all because of the narrative that the media were spinning. These people would just believe they take freaking Daily Mail as the freaking gospel. Like, do you know how demented you have to be to take a gossip tabloid as Daily Mail? Do you know how demented you have to be to take it as the gospel? But they did. They took the Daily Mail as the gospel. They believed every single thing that came out of the Daily Mail. They didn't think, they didn't care because of the hate. It's like confirmation bias. If you are pretending to like somebody, knowing deep down in your heart that you don't really like them, but you don't want people to know that you don't like them because you know why you don't like them, because you're a racist. Okay. And then you know you don't like these people, right? But you pretend you play along. For example, in Meghan's case, when Meghan first came into the family, they knew, even the British people knew that they were not going to accept her. But at the beginning, the press also not wanting to pretend as if, oh, she's not good, she's not a good fit. The press also pretended as if they cared about her, as if they liked her, right? And all of this was to set like they wanted to set the narrative so that in the future they can say, oh, but when she first came into the picture, we were so nice to her, we liked her, so the reason why we feel this way about her has to do with what she did, blah blah blah. It was all a plan. It was all a plan. And so they all went along with it. The press pretended as if they liked, and it wasn't all. There were some press right off the bat who were very expressive about how much they dislike her. Those were also there. But then there were some press members who pretended as if they liked her. And because they pretended as if they liked her, the readers who also didn't like her had to play along. You know what I mean? But then when they couldn't hide it anymore, as soon as the wedding took place, and they saw that Harry and Meghan are rising in popularity, not just in the UK, but all over the world. We cannot have a situation where the spare is more popular than the will-be king. You know what I mean? So we can't have that. We have to do everything to destroy their name. We have to do everything to paint them out to be these villains so that they cannot be more popular than the would-be king, than the future king. Because if you look at all of the polls, right around the time that Meghan and Harry announced that they were getting married, and then up to the time that they got married, and shortly after that, the poll numbers had them polling higher than not just the would-be king, Prince William, but also, no, we already know that King Charles rating is in the tankers, okay? Is in the shitter, is in the toilets, okay? There is no low for where he's, but Prince William was polling a bit better than, than King Charles, Prince Charles back then. And then Princess Camilla, that one was just like bah, 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 nobody liked her. Okay, so Harry and Meghan were like the favorite. So it was around that time that they all came together. They got together and they orchestrated this plan using the media to destroy. Okay, it was a collective effort because they got scared that Harry, of all people, and this mixed race woman, no way are we going to let them be more liked than we are. And that was when they started using the media, feeding lies, false information, calling Meghan some type of I forget the word princess. There is a word that they used to qualify her, which was not a good thing. Princess Pushy. They used to call her Princess Pushy, and then even her maid, even her aides were all in it. And then you started to hear about how all these aides were quitting their job because they couldn't work with Meghan anymore, blah, blah, blah. And then there was this big fat lie that Meghan had to clarify about how Meghan made Catherine cry before Meghan's wedding. Turns out it was the complete opposite. It was Kate Middleton, who made Meghan cry, and not Meghan who made Kate Middleton cry. But these were the lies that they started to pander, using, enlisting the media to do their dirty biddings because they could not stand that Meghan and Harry were highly favored, not just by the British people, but by the entire world. There is something that people used to say whenever they are talking about the turning point between Meghan, Harry, and the royal family. It was when they went to, I forget the name of this country that they went to. This was shortly after the marriage, after the wedding. They traveled to this country. They said it was a turning point because a lot of people who witnessed, they said it was exactly around the same, it was similar to what happened when Prince Charles, the then Prince Charles, got jealous after he and the late Princess Diana attended a foreign trip, and the love that people were just pouring on Princess Diana, the support, everyone loved her, that it actually got Prince Charles jealous. And so when people compare the turning point, the moment where the media could not pretend anymore, where they turned around and started to like really go after and after Harry and Meghan, was after the trip. This was shortly after their wedding. They went to a country, forget the name of this country. They went to this country and they saw the love that like they were loved. They were just adored. Everyone had nothing but nice things. And so it really dawned on them that no, we cannot have this. No, 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 no. We cannot have we cannot have Harry and Meghan being the favorite royal. We cannot have that. They even turned Meghan against Queen Elizabeth. If you remember, Queen Elizabeth was doing things with Meghan that she never did with Kate when Kate was married. She was taking her places. She was, she would even talk. There was no protocol. She encouraged Meghan to be herself, to be free. And you could just see, she actually humanized in many ways. Meghan humanized Queen Elizabeth. Because there is one particular event that they went to that the media were really shocked by, because they didn't think that Queen Elizabeth was going to take Meghan, because Meghan, she was still new to the family. There were things that she didn't know. So, they were actually shocked that Queen Elizabeth took Meghan. And they made such a big deal out of it. They started talking about how she was messing up with the protocol. She wasn't following protocols, and she was touching the queen, and she was smiling, and they made and she was making the queen smile, making the queen feel so relaxed. They were making such a big deal about this because they felt like she was becoming, very much liked, not just by the British people, not just by the world, but also by the Queen. And so they went to work. They went to work. They decided that no, we're not. Yeah, Australia, thank you so much. Yes. They decided that they were going to overnight, they turned on her. Overnight. There was no warning. There was nothing. The next thing, we're seeing all these really disgusting things being said. We're hearing stories about how Meghan is really, really mean, not just to her staff, not just to her aides, but also to Kate. Oh my God. Oh my God. That was when it started. And then it hasn't stopped since then. And then for this loser here to be saying that they should maybe come back to social media to do what? So that they can make themselves readily available for you to bully them? No, thank you. No. It's better this way, because now you don't know anything about her. Okay? You guys can go on telling your lies. No one has ever stopped you before. Keep telling your lies about her. So you want her to come back. You want them to come back to social media to even mention that, to even say that they are being hostile. How are they hostile when they are minding their own business, but you people just won't leave them alone? Like you push stories about how Oh, King Charles is not even taking his call anymore because they want to make him seem like a groveling, like he's regretting, he's wishing he hadn't left the family. Oh, King Charles is not even taking his calls anymore. Oh, his brother doesn't want to speak to him anymore. Oh, just to paint a narrative to make him look like he's regretting. He is not regretting. The guy is living his best life. If you've been paying attention, if you're completely honest with yourself, you will know that this is the life that he has always wanted. Okay? He spent more time, even as soon as he was able to. He spends more time in America, even prior to meeting Meghan. He spends more time he spends so much time in America than he did in the UK as soon as he was able to. But they keep trying to like paint this narrative. They keep trying to make him seem like, oh, he's regretting. He's so regretful of his action. He's so regretful that he left the royal family. Oh, no, he's not. The guy is living his best life. If you people would just leave him alone, if you will stop sending the media to write negative things about him, fabricate stories about him, I'm sure you will see him shine bright like a diamond. But you guys will not do that because you have to keep trying to like push out these negative stories to like continue to try and turn people against him, to do all these things. Because you know that if you will just leave him alone, he will actually achieve his full potential more than he already has so far. Like, but you won't let that happen because that will mean that the ones that you guys actually like is a loser. Nobody likes him. There was this huge riot that recently happened in the UK where Muslims were targeted. This happened recently. Even in some places, it's still ongoing. And everyone was looking up to, waiting for Prince William to say something about what was going on. He said nothing. The next thing, what do we see? There are leaked videos and leaked pictures of William riding a scooter with his children when his country was almost in the brink, when they were when Muslims were being targeted, when people were looking onto him to actually say something to pacify these racists who launch an attack against Muslims. He said nothing. And back then, if you went on Twitter, I'm sure he hopefully had a good sense to stay away from Twitter because Twitter was not kind to him. Twitter was not kind. You know. So yeah, this is something that they have been doing for the longest time. And for this clown to say, oh, maybe they should get back to social. Why do you need them to come back to social media? Like, I'm curious. Why do you need them to come back to social media? To make themselves available. Imagine imagine posting things about yourself, posting just something random, something that you liked, or posting something that you did, a charity event that you attended, only for you to be bombarded with really awful, awful comments. Like, she couldn't post anything when they were on Instagram. They could not post one thing without people just coming. Like, the hate. Oh my gosh. I mean, you people are racist in that country, eh? You people are racist in that country. Like, the thing that I saw with my own eyes, the thing that they were doing to this woman on social media. No wonder she ran out of social media. And this clown wants her to come back. No way. This clown wants them to come back. And now they are crying that, oh, he didn't tell them. He didn't tell the media. Nobody knew. He snuck in. Yeah, he snuck in. He snuck in. Yeah. Because he wasn't going to make himself a sacrificial lamb for you guys anymore. He wasn't going to offer himself to your altar of hate anymore. He wasn't going to do that anymore. So, yeah, cry me a river. He wasn't gonna turn because he wasn't gonna like there was no fun doing that. He owes you guys nothing, absolutely nothing. Not after everything that you guys have done to them. They owe you nothing. Meghan and Harry owe you nothing. None of you, not the royal family, not the British media, nothing. Look at this one. Listen to this.
Seems to me going forward is build bridges in the United Kingdom.
He has tried to build bridges. Yeah. He has done his best to build bridges. Nobody wants to hear from him. His father won't take his calls. His brother is a jerk. He has tried, but it's so interesting how they make fun of him for trying so hard to be a part of his family, to make amends. They call him a wimp. They call him regretful of his decision to leave. There is no regret. He just wants things to be good. His father is battling some type of health issues. He wants to be able to call his father. But according to reports, the man, King Charles, is not even taking his call. And then the same British media would then turn around and say, ha ha, ha ha, good on King Charles, good on Prince William for refusing to take Prince Harry's calls. My gosh. They are cray-cray.
Particular with their family, perhaps get back onto social media in some way.
Get back on social media to make himself and to make his wife a sacrificial lamb for you guys. No, thank you. He's good. He is good. He doesn't need to get back on social media. Leave him alone. Leave the man alone. He doesn't need to get back on social media at all.
Don't be so hostile. Be more open about what they're doing.
Can you imagine these people saying, don't be so hostile? Oh, so now he's hostile? There is a lot of racial undertone is that because, oh, he's hostile. He's not hostile because his wife is black and she's an angry black woman. Like, we can link this for days. We know the rhetoric. We know the dog whistle racial rhetoric that you guys are pushing out there. Don't be so hostile. What is hostile about wanting to protect his wife and children from the vitriol that you guys have meted on them? What is hostile about that? What is hostile about that? Oh, that's a prime example of people not being able to take what they dish out. Okay. And the fact is, they're not even saying anything now. They're just staying away from you. They're just making sure that you don't know anything about their lives. They're just making sure that you don't know where they are at any given moment or where they are going at any given moment. And you don't like that? Huh? You people don't like that? Because now you no longer have anything to prepare. Because imagine if these people had known about Harry's trip beforehand, you know that there would have been all kinds of stories being written. They would have prepared narratives that they were going to bring out. They would have prepared negative narrative against him that they were going to push as soon as the ceremony, the event that he went to. They would have prepared narrative for that. So now they didn't have time because they didn't know. They didn't think he was coming. There was no words. Again, kudos to the Spencer family for protecting Harry and not giving away that information. So they didn't have anything to prepare for, okay, in anticipation of his attendance of the funeral. So they didn't know. So they were caught unawares. And now they are crying because now they have to wrap their brain. They don't, he's by the time they are done cooking up the stories and interviewing people who are making things up or whatever, he will be long gone. He will be long gone.
You know, when they do something, we, the media, only learn about it at the very last moment. It's very hard to engage with them as a couple. And I think there's room for big change there if they want to.
Yeah, they don't want to. They're good. They're good. They don't want to. You can say what you want. You can blame them. You blame them on when it rains. You blame them, even though the United Kingdom is known for its weather, but somehow you guys have managed to blame Meghan for the rain. So you go off, have fun. Etienne says, Prince Harry traveled all the way to the UK. Let me highlight this. Prince Harry traveled all the way to the UK to see his dad when he heard about a cancer diagnosis, and Charles only spared him 30 minutes. Such a disgusting father. Exactly. Exactly. 30 minutes. And do you know what would have happened if he had not gone, if he had just kept everything, just kept communication, telephone communication or whatever? They would have roasted him. They would have buried him. But he went and his dad only had 30 minutes for him. And then these people who witnessed everything, who were really making excuses for the fact that he only had 30 minutes for him. And now those same people, same media saying that, oh, he should communicate more. He should make amends with the family. Tell me, isn't that the high traveling to the UK to see his father? Is there any more proof? Is there a greater proof that he wants to make amends, to reconnect, to reconcile with his father? There is no greater proof than that. But they are obviously not interested. They're not interested, but then they will then feed the media information and use the media to go after this man for taking a hint. Oh my gosh. Um 18 says end of the year when Prince Harry and Meghan dropped their Netflix project, and Meghan dropped her lifestyle blog, the British media and family will be seething with jealousy because those over here in the UK are workshop. Yeah, they just want to leave off the taxes. I was reading something where William was saying that, oh, he pays tax, but I was reading where they said he gets to decide what tax he pays. That even the fact that he's even agreeing to pay a fraction of what he should be paying in taxes is like, oh, he doesn't have to pay, but he's agreeing to pay because he just wants to. Yeah. Ari says Meghan and Harry are a very charismatic couple. I agree. Elizabeth says Harry has his mother's personality. Very true. Oh my gosh. Okay, Etienne says Queen Elizabeth used to call Kate do little because she was lazy. I didn't know this. Oh, they used to call her they used to call Kate Duchess Doolittle because she was lazy. I did not know this. That is a good one. Yeah. Mhm. Somebody says Australia. Yeah, it was Australia that they attended that event, and the way they were received so beautifully. And then that really was the turning point when they saw, they were like, no, we can have the spare being more popular than the future king. And if we do not do something about it now, their popularity is only going to grow, and we are going to have ourselves to blame. That really was a turning point. It was from that moment that I started noticing the negative press, all the awful things that they started writing about her. I personally started to notice that from that Australian trip. It was so successful, was so obvious that they loved them. Everybody loved them, and they couldn't just, the British media couldn't let that happen. The royal family couldn't let that happen. No, no, no. They had to clip those wings, and so they went ham. They went ham on them. Etin say, yes, pick the thing. They were threatened by their popularity. Yeah, yeah. Cynthia said, true, you're telling facts. Yeah, yeah. It was a missed opportunity. Obviously they don't care. Otherwise, they could have tapped into that, because if you look at the Commonwealth, a lot of people are turning away. They are losing popularity. Having Meghan and Harry and treating them right would have really helped bring back the people who were already feeling like we don't need to be under your rule. We can do our own thing, and we can see the Caribbean countries have already started removing themselves from that. Was it Barbados or one other country like that a few years ago who decided that they didn't want to be under the Queen's sovereignty anymore? They left, and more are going to happen. And this thing, the way they treated Meghan, they may look at it now and think, oh, this won't have any impact, but it will have major impact in the future. It will have, and it will be all on them, because they had an opportunity to bring those Commonwealth countries together, to get them excited again. And Meghan, being the charity head that she is, and I say this positively, a charity minded, she would have really bridged the gap between the Commonwealth, especially the ones that are in underdeveloped countries, developing countries. She would have bridged the gap. She would have been able to liaise between them and say, okay, a lot of people are unhappy with the way the British just keep taking and taking and taking and taking and taking and not even trying. Who knows? Maybe that was the concern. Maybe those were some of the things that Meghan mentioned to them that made them despise her. I don't know, because the way they switch on that girl, like, it is so bizarre to me. It is so weird, So she would have played a role, She would have at least she would have impacted, I believe. Harry and Meghan together, especially with Harry knowing how passionate his mother was with regards to, this project in Africa and the disenfranchised ones. They really would have been able to, like, do something, being a walking royal. They would have been able to do something, but the British royal family, they lost it. And it may not show now, they may not see it now, but it is something that they're going to regret later in life. It is something that they're going to regret. Yeah, I saw that. Akeisha, I saw that Akeisha says Meghan went to Colombia and was able to speak Spanish and translate. When I saw that, I watch everything because I love Meghan and Harry. I follow everything. That was last week, I think, when they went to yeah, she spoke fluent, I mean almost fluent Spanish, right? Do you know what was so funny? People started leaving comment. Oh, uh, Prince William can speak 7 languages. They started pointing out that, oh, Prince William can speak 7 languages, or was it 4 languages, or whatever, however many languages that they were claiming that he could speak, simply because Meghan communicated in Espanol. Like, it was so crazy to me. I'm like, these people, they can never let her have anything. They won't let her have anything. Oh my God. It is a flex to be able to speak multiple languages. I don't care what haters say. I don't care what they believe. It is a flex. And when you have an opportunity to speak it, you damn well better speak it. Okay, because at the end of the day, it just helps you connect even more. When you are able to communicate with somebody in their language, it brings you closer to the person. There is an added level of respect that comes with that. Like, imagine being able to speak Spanish and then you go to Colombia and you're speaking English. Like, that would be so crazy. Okay. But if you look at the moment, if you look at the atmosphere, everything completely changed once they realize that, oh, she's speaking Spanish, oh, she can speak. It just makes you connect to somebody on a deeper level. They got so jealous and they started saying, well, Prince William can speak 10 languages. Prince William can speak 1,000,000 languages. I was like, the bitterness, they cannot help themselves. They cannot help themselves. Oh my God. Yeah, Mary says, Jay, do you remember what the British media said? The British press said about Nigeria when they visited Nigeria and the journalists on Arise News gave them what. I remember that particular one where they were talking all kinds of crap. Yeah, they like, whoo, good job, Harry. This one really shook them to their core. This one shook them to their core. The fact that they could not, they didn't know that she was coming. They didn't know. They were so shocked and surprised when they saw him. And so they needed time to form their narrative, whatever narrative that they were going to form and put on him. So they were mad that they didn't have enough time to prepare before he came. Norma Hasty says, well done, Harry. Love you so much. And we are proud of you and your family. I know. Akisha says, the British media is getting more and more frequent with their nasty attack on Prince Harry and Meghan. I unfollowed the Daily Mail and the Mirror on Facebook. It was bad. Yeah, it was so disheartening. The things that they were doing, the fact that they had this power to just publish whatever, and their audience, their readers won't even think twice before believing it. Listen, that is a gross abuse of power. Like, that the things that you're saying are not rooted in reality, they are not true, but yet you continue to push these things, and you know that the people that you are pushing this information to, they don't even think, they don't have two brain cells to rub together. So anything you say, they will believe you. And to take advantage of those people, to me, that was garbage. That was just disgusting. And I am so happy. That's the reason why I'm so happy now. I don't even get Daily Mail anymore. I can't, because back then, even when I wasn't following them, people will share their post and then it will appear on my news feed, and that will be a whole thing, and that will just cause me more anger. But now, thanks to the Canadian government, there is this new law whereby certain stories from the British media or whatever do not appear on Canada space. So that to me was an amazing thing that it did, because a lot of the things that I was consuming from Daily Mail were not things that I went looking for. I didn't go seeking for them. They just showed up on my news feed because people were sharing them. So yeah, I'm so happy. I'm so glad that I don't even see Daily Mail again. I'm so happy about that. But you are absolutely right. They have never relented. They have never relented. It's just Harry and Meghan who chose to remove as many things as possible away from, remove access to them by not even posting on social media, by logging off social media. You know what I mean? So yeah. And that's the reason why this one over here is asking if they will maybe come back to social media so that you can make yourself a sacrificial lamb for me again, so that I can come out here and drag you and say all kinds of things to you. No, we're done. We're good. We're over it. We're good. Go find somebody else to bully. Go and find somebody else to bully. I will not be the one anymore. So yeah. Anyways, guys, thank you so much for being here. You guys are so fun. Thank you for the interactive live. Please like this video. I appreciate you guys so much. I'm coming back later. And yeah, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. If you guys like this type of content, just let me know, because I follow it a lot. There is nothing gets past me. But I just want to post things that you guys will engage with, things that you guys will be interested in. But the royal family, I may not post them all the time, but I'm always following what's going on. And good job, Harry. Good job. Good job for doing this, for keeping yourself, for good job for saving yourself from the grief, you know. So yeah, this is how you remove yourself from a situation that doesn't favor you. Remove yourself from it. All right, guys, thank you so much. I'll catch you guys in my next one. Bye.